Hello everybody. So today I'm with Lt Colonel Chilimbi, who has served in the 1971 Indo-Pakistan War. And so let's hear more about his war experiences and other aspects of life. So over to Colonel Chilimbi.
Okay.
Hello Uncle, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. And
So-
bit of information you wanted, I can give you briefly. I'm Lt Colonel Sushil Chilimbi from the Regiment of Rajputana.
And where are you from originally?
I'm originally from Mangalore.
And when did you join the armed forces?
I joined in 1966.
And where did you receive your training?
I was selected for training in the Indian Military Academy, Dehradun, and I underwent a training of 2 years in Dehradun in the IMA.
IMA, okay. In which division of the armed forces did you serve?
I was commissioned into the Regiment of Rajputana and served with them all through my service in the army.
Was there a specific reason you chose this division?
The Regiment of Rajput is supposed to be a very chivalrous regiment with lots of recorded history of bravery all through the time of Rajput rules in Rajasthan and right through into the Indian Army and now the Armed Forces of India.
What regiment were you a part of?
I still belong even after retirement to the Regiment of Rajput.
Which battalion were you assigned to?
I was commissioned into the 6th Battalion, the Rajput Regiment.
Which brigade were you part of?
We were in a number of brigades, starting from 96th Infantry Brigade in Jalandhar, later on to the 202 Infantry Brigade in Hashimara. So there were a number of brigades under which I was served.
And what company did you serve in?
If you ask for a company, when you get commissioned into a battalion has 6 companies.
Okay.
So over the years of service, you will be serving in a number of companies. It may be Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta.
So keeps changing depending the.
Yeah, depends on the vacancies and need for a officer commanding a company. You may be posted to any of the companies.
Which sector were you posted in?
Initially in commissioning, I was posted to Jalandhar, that is under the 15th Infantry Div located at Amritsar. But thereafter, I served in a number of locations, right up to Arunachal Pradesh, the Wolong, Aiyong,
Yeah.
which came under the 2 mountain ranges.
So you were saying that before war was declared, you already were inside the enemy's territory, right?
When the war was, preparations were going on in 1970, we were mobilized.
Yes.
When we were mobilized, our battalion was deployed in Nagaland in counter-insurgency operations. We were fighting the Naga insurgents in 1970 and we got our orders move on to Agartala to the border of then East Pakistan.
Okay. So what was your specific role in this company?
We don't talk of company is not given a role or not.
Oh yeah, what specific?
It's a battalion.
What specific role?
Battalion where I was posted the 6th Rajput Regiment.
Yes.
Our basic task was to cross over the border near Agartala, then march across the stretch of about 120 kilometers on foot across rice fields and roads and tracks which were mined and capture Sylhet in the then East Pakistan, the division.
Yeah. So where were you when you first learned that the war had been declared against Pakistan?
We were in Agartala, mobilized and mustered.
Yeah, you just mentioned.
Uh,
And what were you doing at that point of time? Is there a task, something, assignment you were doing?
When we were mustered, or rather mobilized for
Yeah.
operations in East Pakistan, that is the now present Bangladesh.
Yeah.
I was assigned the specific task of crossing over to the then East Pakistan area of now Bangladesh and carry out commander operations with my commando platoon. So even before the war was declared, I had crossed over to or East Pakistan
Yes.
with my 40 people and carried out covert operations against Pakistani forces.
So, was there any most challenging tasks that you faced when you first entered
Uh,
into the enemy's territory?
In the enemy territory, we had to move cross country because, as you know, Bangladesh terrain is slushy and full of rice fields and also tea estates. We had to cut through the tea estate routes, then walk through the marshy area, then contact the enemy who were basically planning to extricate themselves and move backward to Sylhet.
Yes. And what was your rank when you first joined the armed forces?
When you get commissioned to the army, in our days it is to be the rank of second lieutenant. But these days, when an officer gets commissioned, he joins the armed forces as a lieutenant.
Lieutenant. Okay. When did you receive your last rank before retiring?
Last,
Rank.
I got my rank of Lieutenant Colonel in 1986
Okay.
when I got the present rank, and thereafter till 1993 I served in the rank of a Lieutenant Colonel when I took voluntary retirement from the armed forces.
Did you ever take any prisoners of war?
Yes, as a commando platoon, we had advanced into the now Bangladesh, then
Yes.
East Pakistan area, and captured some elements of the 22 Baluch
Yeah.
of Pakistan Army, 6 of them.
Can you please share about some experience, whatever you remember about those people?
Those people were terribly frightened because they had carried out a sort of genocide against the Bangladeshi people,
Yes.
and they were expecting heavy reprisals from the locals.
Yeah.
So the one thing they begged us was, please don't hand us over to the Bangladeshis, then they are going to be really tortured and kill us. You keep with us as prisoners, but don't hand us over to the Bangladeshis.
And could you describe some of your assignments during the war, except this one, what you just mentioned?
Other than that, once the commando operations were over, I was recalled back to the battalion and joined my company, a rifle company, that is the C company, Charlie company, and advanced with them towards Sylhet, doing vanguard duties.
Yes.
That is leading the company towards Sylhet.
Yes. How would you describe the Pakistani fighters?
Pakistani fighters, as we have seen them, they are basically ruthless, and if they captured our Indian troops, they really treated them barbarically, and they gave no quarters, and they were merciless. But as fighters, I would say the troops of the Pakistan army were good, but the officers were fun-loving. They indulged in the easier ways of life and didn't take active part in the operations.
Yeah. Can you talk about the advancement in responsibility during the time in armed forces?
Advancement in the armed forces comes with the regular training and examinations, both written and practical. You pick up every next rank after a promotion exam, and as you grow higher in stature and in rank,
Yeah.
you are put through selection boards. The selection board has to select you and give you appropriate rank for the next command.
Yeah. So can you please talk about in short about your first experience in East Pakistan, which is now called Bangladesh?
We had to, basically after crossing the border, our assigned task or role was to reach and capture Sylhet.
Yes.
And during the period, the one main road connecting Dharamnagar, that is on the Indian side, to Sylhet, was heavily mined by the Pakistanis, and your rear echelons couldn't keep up with the advancing troops.
Yeah.
So our supply lines were cut, and we were basically surviving by living off the ground.
Yes.
And whatever food grains or livestock which you could capture. We were living on that till we reached Sylhet, and our rear echelons could fetch up with the main body which was advancing.
Yeah. Can you please talk about the time when you were felicitated by Bangladesh for your services during the war?
Before the war, I had the privilege of training the Bangladesh youngsters in Mukti Bahini to fight the Pakistanis.
Yes.
There are a number of training camps established along the Indian and the East Pakistan border, and I was assigned to one of them to train the Bangladesh boys in laying ambushes, blockades, and carrying out raids on Pakistani positions.
Okay.
And Bangladesh, remembered my services to their country, and they had invited me in 2022 to Bangladesh to take part in the Victory Day parade which takes place in December every year.
So,
And the couple of awards they had given me can be seen.
Yeah. So, I'll just show this awards to you,
You
na?
can see them here.
So, these are the awards.
Yeah, this is one of the awards. This is here one.
Okay.
And here is another.
Okay.
Hmm.
This is a marriage photo, isn't it?
1907 का भी नीचे वाला include करो.
There's an article about him
Ah.
in this book as well, so you can look it up.
This book was written by the wife of one of our officers, Mrs. Rawat.
Mrs. Rawat.
Ah.
Okay.
And in that there's a chapter assigned to me about my commando operations in Bangladesh.
Can you please talk about, in short, about your
About
write-up in that book?
this is basically how I crossed over from the Indo-Bangladesh border into Pakistan through the tea gardens
Ah, yes.
which
Like
are
you
lining
mentioned.
up
Yeah.
between the border places.
Yeah.
Initially we had to cross the river in assault boats
Yeah.
in the middle of the night, then get into positions before daylight, then
Yeah.
advance towards Sylhet, leading our main body which we were supposed to follow us.
So, do you have any decorations or awards from the war?
There are a number of decorations for the various areas I have served in and for the services in Bangladesh, which I can show you later on.
And what about the war trophy? Do you have any war trophy?
War trophies I had captured, but being in the infantry, even after capturing positions, we had to keep on advancing.
Yeah.
And our food supplies, weapons, and other modes of livelihood had to be carried on ourselves.
Yeah.
So whatever we captured, we felt they were heavy items and threw them after walking for 20-25 kilometers
Yeah.
and disposed of them.
So, where were you when you learned that the war had ended?
We were basically in, near Sylhet,
Sylhet.
maybe 7-8 kilometers Sylhet.
Okay.
And the next day we advanced to Sylhet and took the surrender of the Pakistani forces in Sylhet.
Okay. So, how would you describe combat to someone who has never experienced it?
Combat is a very, I would say, a terrible thing when you see people very close to you, advancing, attacking, standing next to you, getting killed by a bullet or a shell and thrown to pieces, cut into pieces in front of you, and when you can do nothing about it. And you could say the next bullet could have killed any one of us, but as fate had decided, we were to survive the war and be in Sylhet for the victory day.
Yeah. So, what is leadership according to you?
Beg your pardon?
What is leadership according to you?
Leadership, you can say leadership element is in every field of life,
Yes.
be it in the armed forces or the civilian forces or any field of activity.
Yeah.
In my mind, leadership is to take on the responsibility of leading others
Yeah.
Maybe in armed forces, leading them in training, leading them in battle.
Yeah.
Whereas in the civil organization, it will to be innovative, productive, creative, and deliver the results which are expected of you.
Yeah. And
So it is not exclusive to the armed forces. Maybe physical bravery may be exclusive to the armed forces,
yeah.
and leadership, the military leadership may be excluded to the armed forces.
Yeah.
But leadership per se is applicable to any activity in life.
Yes, correct. So, what advice would you like to give to future generations?
Future generations were asking me about the armed forces. I would say youngsters,
Yes.
if they are interested in a career in armed forces, they should be having an inclination to serve in difficult locations, deal with different sorts of people from different areas in the country, command people from various areas, starting from Rajasthan to Bangladesh, and provide them leadership
Yeah.
and guide them to the objective assigned to you.
And what advice would you like to give to civilians?
Civilians, I would say, don't you keep on thinking the leadership qualities are only available in the armed forces and locations and occasions in armed forces. It is available to you also in your selected field of occupation or service.
Yeah. Okay, good. Thank you so much. Thank you so very much for spending
welcome.
and sharing a valuable experience with us. Thank you very much.
Any further information you want, I can send it across.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so that's it for now, you guys. Thank you very much. Thank you.